Boy?
Good about it.
Did we get up on the wrong side of bed?
To have got up on the wrong side of bed would imply that I had slept.
You didn't sleep?
No, not even close.
Well,
Up all night.
Nobody has a better reason, I guess.
I can't help it. I can't stop thinking once I start, you know? It's like when we lost Robin last autumn.
Yeah, well, that was rough on all of us.
You didn't know whether she was alive or dead. Sort of the same situation as Duke now.
He's a strong guy. He's not going to give up without a fight.
Yeah, but the worst part is not knowing. Is not knowing whether he goes in for this surgery and he still won't be able to walk.
Look, it's been my experience that when you're not sure what's down the road, well, you just sit around and let the road bring it to you. Worrying never solved a problem.
I know. I'm really thankful you've been here with me all this time. I couldn't have done it on my own.
Listen, while I'm around, you're never going to be lonely.
Mm-hmm. So I want to ask you something.
Sure.
Where were you at 3 o'clock this morning when I needed you?
Well, I heard you moving about in there. I thought you were working on your tango routine.
Oh, dear, that seems like years away.
You know, I didn't mean to upset you. I know you're worried about the review board.
No, I'm not. I'm more worried about Duke. If this operation doesn't work, he could be paralyzed for the rest of his life.
You know, it's perfectly normal to be a little uptight before surgery.
I'm a little more than uptight, Amy.
Well, it's really no big deal. I mean, they cut into people left and right around this place. It's really pretty routine stuff.
Well, it's certainly easy for you to say. You're not about to have your future decided by a room full of people that you hardly know.
Wow, that's really amazing, isn't it? I mean, it's just like your criminal trial. There you have a dozen people that you've never even met deciding your fate. I mean, you never even got to show them your good side or anything.
Well, thank you for reminding me of that.
Oh, you can't let the little things get you down. Tony Jones is like the most wonderful surgeon. If I required surgery that needed that kind of life and death sort of precision, I would definitely want him on my team.
It's very comforting. Thank you, Amy.
And look at the bright side. As soon as you recover from surgery, you're going to be able to get right back up on your feet and face the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. I'm just hoping that it won't be behind bars.
Well, at least you have the right people behind you. I mean, Anna Devane and Robert Scorpio are no slouches when it comes to getting people out of trouble. I've seen what they can do. I mean, I know from personal experience. Did you know that Ginny was on trial for murdering Terry's father? I mean, nobody would ever...
Do you ever talk about the things that ordinary nurses discuss? You know, the weather, the holidays, or...
Sorry, I was just trying to take your mind off your troubles, that's all.
Well, I understand that, and I appreciate your effort. But I could use a couple of minutes on my own.
Sure, I understand.
Amy?
Yep.
It's nothing personal.
No, it's okay, it's fine.
Morning.
Morning, Tony.
I heard you didn't sleep too well last night.
I have a lot of things on my mind.
I can understand that.
Everything's set for the surgery.
Yeah. Listen, Duke, don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid of the surgery. I'm afraid of life after surgery.
What do you mean?
Just being paralyzed for the rest of my life.
You mean the way your father was?
Yeah, the way he was. I watched the life drain out of my mother, drop by drop, day after day, after his accident.
And you think the same thing is going to happen to Anna's life?
I won't let the same thing happen to Anna.
Duke, you have got to change your attitude before we go into surgery. Believe me, it's going to make a hell of a lot of difference.
Yeah, 50-50 chance. My whole life decided on the flip of a coin.
You know, I'm really surprised at you. I thought you were a gambler.
Those odds aren't the best when you're betting on your life.
Amy?
Anything. Oh, except babysitting
No, it
tonight.
is not about babysitting. I need Anna Devane on the phone, please.
Sure, I'll try it at home.
Thanks.
Has Steve Hardy asked about our part in Duke's escape plan?
No, and in this case, no news is good news.
Yeah, well, it's easy for you to say. You're a new member of the staff. I'm just a resident. My career's on the line.
I would never let them blame you, okay? Now, when I agreed to help them, I knew that we might get in trouble, all right? But it's my responsibility.
I have run the line.
Thanks. Anna?
How is he?
Well, he's all right. Nothing has changed, but he needs some help. He's having a difficult time, and I know that you've got your own set of problems this morning, but I was just wondering if you could come by for a little while.
Oh, yeah, I'll be right there.
Thanks.
I think I've figured out a good defense for the review board hearing.
That was Tony.
Duke?
Yeah, he needs me. He's having trouble.
I think we can spare a few minutes before the hearing.
I love him. I never thought I'd love anyone again like that.
Yeah, I felt the same way until I met Holly.
Well, now it looks like I could lose Duke.
Come on, you're supposed to be giving the guy some hope.
Yeah. You know, in some awful way, I feel like I'm being punished for what I did to you.
That was a long time ago, and it's water under the bridge.
Oh, I just wish I hadn't been so hard on Duke.
I wish you'd stop being so hard on yourself. Look, I remember how I felt when I discovered that you'd saved my life. All I could think about was the bad times I'd given you.
It'd be nice if we could see into the future, wouldn't it?
Save us a lot of pain.
Yeah. I'm not losing this time, Robert. I lost you. But I'm not going to lose him. Nothing can take him away from me. I'm going to fight. Oh, thanks, Amy.
Thank you. I didn't expect to see you here.
Why not?
Isn't your review board meeting scheduled for this morning?
Yes, I'm going to go there shortly.
But you came down here to see me.
I couldn't let you go in on a surgery without a visit from me.
Did Tony ask you to come here?
Do you think I need someone to ask me to come and visit the man I love?
Perhaps if you didn't know it was the last time you'd see him as a whole man.
I do love you. But I won't stand for this sort of negative thinking.
You couldn't possibly love me, not now, not in the condition that I'm in.
You once told me that you never welched on your promises. Now, do you still stand by that?
I suppose.
Well, you promised me and Robin that we would go to Scotland. Well, I want to go to Scotland. And I want you to teach Robin how to ride a pony.
You'll understand that the circumstances have changed.
Stop that! Stop it. Nothing's changed.
Yes, it has, Anna. Now, why don't you face it? I am paralyzed from the waist down. I may never walk again. And even if the surgery is successful, I will still go to jail.
Is that what all this is about?
That's what all of this is about. I won't let you ruin your life waiting for me.
You are going to walk after this surgery because we are going to have a wonderful future together. I love you. Robin loves you. And you want this to work just as much as I do. Now, don't you shut us out. You go into that surgery with hope. And we'll sort out the prison thing later.
Excuse me, please. It's time to prep you for surgery, Duke.
I'll be here when you come out.
Thank you.
I love you.
go?
Well, I gave it my best shot. The rest is up to him.
Well, right now, you've got a really important battle of your own to fight. We have a meeting with the review board, and I don't think we should keep them waiting.
You're late.
Oh, I'm sorry. It couldn't be helped.
Urgent personal business.
Yes.
Listen, you've managed to allow your personal life to interfere with your work ever since the day you took this job.
That's not true, sir.
Look, could we hold this until we get into the board meeting?
I suggest we allow the hearing to continue on a professional level, Ken.
Thank you, Robert. But I can fight my own battles. The mayor knows as well as I do that I have never mixed up my personal and professional life.
Well, I hope you can substantiate that before the review board. Otherwise, we'll be looking for 2 jobs instead of 1. Ramsey's and yours.
I'm sorry you had to hear that. I tried to calm him down.
It's not your fault, Guy.
All right,
I know what he is like under pressure.
I'll tell him you're ready to come in.
Thank you, Guy. Hey, look, don't let Morgan get to you. He's just protecting his political image. If the review board find in your favour, he'll be back in your corner soon enough.
I miss Robin.
Me too.
Yeah. You made arrangements to bring her back yet?
It's in the works.
Maybe we should wait a while until all this is blown over. I'd hate her to come back and her mother's out of a job and her uncle's and...
I have an assistant in too many surgeries where the entry's been through the back.
It's not uncommon, just the anesthesiologist has to take special precautions.
I remember from medical class that there has to be an open airway.
That's why the patient has an endotracheal tube. Now, this operation is itself delicate. The bullet is lodged in the tissue near the vertebrae.
And the proximity to the vertebrae increased the possibility of further nerve damage.
But if we can get the bullet out without too much damage, we're home free.
Looks like the bullet is shifted.
Yeah, in the early x-rays, it was between the L4 and the L5. It is now shifted down toward the spine. We may have to perform a laminectomy, which I was hoping to avoid.
Does that decrease Duke's chances?
They're 40% now. Let's get started. Scalpel?
Adjourn and discuss the merits of the case at some other time.
Well, not so fast, Ken. I'd just like to remind everybody here that it was my recommendation that got Miss Devane her current job as police chief. I stand behind that recommendation, and I'd like you to take that into account when you cast a vote which is going to affect her future position within this noble department.
Thank you for coming, Commissioner. That's ex-commissioner.
Thank you very much for your time, gentlemen. Thank you.
Well, wait a minute. There's one thing I almost forgot. This is for you, Mr. Mayor.
What is it?
It's a letter from the head of the WSB according me full jurisdiction over Fort Charles to counteract the mob infiltration here. Now, part of the deal was that I work with ex-agent Devane in an undercover capacity. Taking into account the international impact of these arrests, the WSB has elected to give the Port Charles Police Department a badge of merit.
It has. Wait till the papers get hold of this.
Well, maybe this is what the department needs to get over the bad vibes we've been getting from the community about this Burt Ramsey thing.
Let me just see what it says here.
It's all there in black and white, Mr. Mayor.
Well, it says here that the WSB wants me to personally come to Washington to accept the award.
Now, don't you think it's going to be a touch embarrassing if the person largely responsible for this honor for the department is unceremoniously dumped off the force?
Mr. Mayor, I suggest we ask Mr. Scorpio and Chief Devane to wait in the corridor while we discuss this matter in private.
Good idea.
I think that's a sensible way to handle the matter.
Eighth floor, please. want to find out how Duke is.
He's probably in surgery.
Yeah. Hello, this is Anna Devane here. I was wondering if I could get some information on how Duke Lavery is. Yes. Yeah, I do realize that it's very unusual for you to give information like that over the phone. However, this is a very special case. Still in the operation. Thank you.
They won't tell you anything.
No. He's still in surgery. They said it was a rather crucial point in the operation. I don't know if it's taking me so long in there.
Well, there's bound to be some debate over you.
Yes, but I promised Duke I would be there as soon as he came out of the operation.
You'll be in the recovery room when he wakes up.
I want to be there the moment he comes to.
Anna, they're deciding your future in there right this minute.
Nothing is more important to me right now than not disappointing Duke.
Look, you can't leave. They may have more questions.
Duke.
I know.
I love him.
I know that too. Hmm?
Let's see if we can remove this section of the vertebrae. Loop. All right, you can't see this, but there's only the distance of a hair between the spinal cord and the bullet right here. Steady. Hold it. Okay. Wash and label it. It's evidence for the Charles Police Department.
How does it look?
There's heavy swelling around the spinal cord. There's also compression of tissue in the nerves.
Damage to the muscle tissue?
Yeah, we got some severe damage. We got to clean it out. If infection gets into the spinal cord, it's going to be trouble for Duke.
He's still in surgery.
Any word on how he's doing?
No, but he's alive. Take comfort in the fact that he's going to come through this.
I'm holding on to that for dear life.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
The board has reached a decision. Witness, please.
I'm going to be with you.
Come on, then.
Would you have a seat, please?
I'd rather stand, thank you.
Captain Lewis.
Yes, sir.
Since you're the senior policeman here, I suggest that you read the charges and the decision on each charge.
Yes, sir. You ready, Chief?
Yes.
Okay, on the charge of aiding the said prisoner, Duke Lavery, to escape police custody, cleared. Loss of police car, cleared. Hampering the police investigation of the escaped criminal, cleared. Involving non-police personnel in police matters, cleared. Falsification of police records concerning the death of the prisoner, Damon Grenville, cleared. You're cleared, Chief.
Hey, did you hear that?
I can't tell you how happy I am, Chief.
Thank you.
I couldn't see myself working for anybody but you, Anna. Chief.
You did one hell of a job, Chief.
I'm speechless.
I'm with you all the way now, Chief. I've got a question
What?
for the mayor.
Oh, yes, Scorpio?
Was the decision unanimous?
Yes, the decision was unanimous.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. It means a lot to me, your support.
You know, the chief had to keep me in the dark for a while, but I'll tell you, I was impressed as hell about those WSB tactics.
Me too.
Tell you the truth, if I was still teaching at the academy, I'd want to incorporate a WSB course into the curriculum.
Is there any reason why we can't start now?
Chief, could you help us set up some classes?
I would be delighted.
Scorpio, could you give some lectures?
Well, someday perhaps, but not this trip.
I would love to stay and talk, gentlemen, but I really promised Duke that I would be there when he came out of surgery, so if you'll excuse me.
They're going to call, I promise.
I know.
And I think there are some changes we should discuss, some changes within the Port Charles Police Department, and some changes that's going to affect your future, Mr. Vane. Well, in an odd way, I think some of what has happened here in Port Charles rests on my shoulders.
No.
You can't mean the mob activity.
Yes, I do. When you made the pitch for Anna to take your place here, I didn't feel totally confident about her WSB background. So I named Captain Ramsey the co-chief of police because of his Port Charles police training. Now look at the mistake that I made.
Yeah, but at the time you made that decision about Bert, he was a good cop. It was later that the stress got to him.
Worse than stress, I'll tell you.
Well, it was total burnout. I mean, I've seen that happen with people in the WSB, but he'll make it back.
Well, I think you're being very kind to me as well as to Ramsey. But there's another reason that I wanted you alone for a minute. And I'm glad you're here, Robert, since it was your idea in the first place.
Well, I've had a couple of ideas lately. Which one are we talking about?
Making Anna Devane sole chief of police.
Mr. Mayor.
You risked your life for it.
I'm very proud of you.
Oh, Robert,
Well, I hope you're going to accept this assignment.
Mr. Mayor, you have made me an offer that I really can't refuse.
Good. Yes.
Well, I've got a message for you, Chief.
What is it?
Duke Lavery will be out of surgery in about 15 minutes.
Dr. Madam, please call Dr. Denton in oncology. Dr. Madam, please call Dr. Denton in oncology. Can you wait on you,
Oh, no, not yet, but this was sent over and I was told to bring it to you.
Looks like a slug.
I know.
The one meant for me.
I'll never forget that.
Me either.
I'll mark it and take it to the office in the morning.
Mommy, Daddy!
Hey!
Oh,
Sweetie pie. Hi. Thanks for picking her up at the airport.
well, I didn't expect you until...
Well, there was a little surprise I thought you might like.
Robert.
Daddy called me in Mexico and said that I was to come early, so I'd be a big surprise.
Well, you are that and you look great.
Sean's friends were very nice to me.
Were they?
Yes, and she came loaded down with presents.
With presents.
Everyone.
Really?
And for Uncle Duke, too. But how come we're meeting here in the hospital?
Let me just have a little word with you over here. Will you excuse us, please? Of course. Sit down, Henry. Okay. Sit down. Now, listen to this. I'll make this very brief, because we might get interrupted. But I do want you prepared.
What happened?
Oh, darling, your Uncle Duke saved your daddy's life.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Oh, then he's a good person like I always thought.
Yes, he is, sweetheart, but while he was saving your father's life, he got hurt. And so he's having a little operation now, and that's what we're all waiting for.
Oh, will he?
Sweetheart, it's serious, but they've removed the bullet, and they're bringing him out soon, so that means that he's well and alive.
Oh, is he going to be all right?
No, we'll just have to pray a lot tonight.
I could start right now.
Well, yes, you could. You put your hands together, and we'll pray together.
So the board cleared Anna?
All charges.
You know how happy that makes me?
There's a little bit more.
What is it?
Well, it's no longer co-chief. It's now chief of Port Charles. I tell you, you should have been there to see Morgan try schmoozer. It was brilliant. Anna, Robin?
Tony, is he all right?
I can't tell yet, not for a day or two.
Duke, we're all here for you. Wait here. Hello. Hi, Anna. Hi. Nice to see you, Bobby. How are you? Do you think you could come over to the brownstone for a visit soon? It'd be real nice if you could come. Yes, you'd love to.
You take care, okay? I have to go over there.
Uncle Duke saved your life, didn't he?
Yes, you did.
Now everybody knows that he's really a good person, don't they?
Some people do, sweetheart. Some people.
It's a beautiful family, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Robert.
Oh, what's the matter, man?
Listen, Tony needs your help right now.
What's up?
He's been called to Dr. Hardy's office, him and Yank. He might lose your position here at the hospital.
You mean because of that business,
Thank you so much for getting permission for Robin to see Duke.
Oh, well, Robin's part of the General Hospital family.
I think it's going to do him a lot of good to see her.
In that case, we'll just consider her part of the treatment.
I think so.
You can go in now.
Oh, okay, thank you. Excuse us. It's all right, darling. You have to be here for you. Come on. Thank you.
Can I touch it?
Yes, sweetheart. Gently, darling. Go on, here. Some on you.
May I hold his hand?
All right. Just don't move this.
Duke, can you hear me? We love you.
We love you very much.
You can wake up now because we're here to take care of you.
Yes, we are. Don't try and say anything. It's okay. You just have your rest. Robin's here. She came back for you.
Mommy, you squeezed my hand. You squeezed my hand on me.
Everybody's behind you, Duke. The worst is really over. Just got to look forward to your future now. Right?
Robin's here.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Robert's idea. The surprise for you.
It was all Daddy's idea. And now I'm going to have two daddies.
You said you'd be here.
Always.
Me too, Uncle Duke. Now you've got me and Mommy always now. I love you.
Shh. I don't think perhaps you should talk anymore. Maybe we should just stand here and let him rest for a while. All right?
Would it hurt if I kissed his hand again?
No, darling.
No, it wouldn't hurt.